Peyote, along with other sacred plants like ayahuasca, San Pedro, and psilocybin mushrooms, has been used in Native American and indigenous ceremonies for centuries. These plants are considered sacred medicines that facilitate healing, spiritual growth, and connection with ancestors. However, many of these substances are classified as illegal under U.S. federal law, leading to conflicts between Native religious rights and drug policy. Should peyote and other sacred plants be fully legalized for Native use, or are there risks involved? One key argument for legalization is religious freedom. The Native American Church, NACA, has used peyote in its ceremonies for over a century, and many tribes have practiced peyote rituals for thousands of years. In 1994, the U.S. government passed the American Indian Religious Freedom Act, ARFA, amendment, which allows federally recognized tribes to use peyote legally. However, this exemption does not extend to non-native individuals or native people who are not part of a federally recognized tribe, creating legal gray areas and enforcement issues. Another argument is the proven medicinal and psychological benefits of sacred plants. Recent scientific studies suggest that psychedelics like peyote and psilocybin can help treat PTSD, depression, and addiction, issues that disproportionately affect Native communities. Many Native practitioners argue that these plants should be recognized not as drugs, but as traditional medicines, used responsibly in spiritual and healing contexts. However, there are concerns about over-harvesting and commercialization. Peyote is a slow-growing cactus, and excessive demand, especially from non-native psychedelic seekers, has led to a decline in wild peyote populations. Many Native leaders worry that legalizing peyote for broader use could lead to cultural exploitation and depletion of sacred plant resources, similar to how New Age movements have commercialized sweat lodges and vision quests. Some also argue that tribes should have full sovereignty over their sacred plant use, rather than relying on government exemptions. Many indigenous groups worldwide, such as the Shipibo of the Amazon, ayahuasca, and the Huichol of Mexico, peyote, are fighting for their right to use these plants without interference from national drug law. So, should peyote and other sacred plants be legalized for native use? Yes, but with protections to prevent cultural appropriation and environmental harm. The real question is, how can the law ensure that native religious rights are upheld while preventing exploitation and overharvesting? What do you think? Let's continue the conversation.